What's going on, wonderful people all over the world, all over the four corners of this realm? Woohoo! Let's talking about goddamn branding, because the moment you even enter into the cycle, the moment you even have a vehicle that you operate with inside of this realm, whether you have a dense vehicle like a body that takes longer to expire, or whether you create certain thoughts and feelings, micro expressions that become macro reality. This is why everybody tell you that your life is just a reflection of your mind and how you structure it and organize it and stuff like that. So for the most part, we all already have a brand. Now, what is this brand I'm talking about? I'm talking about things like coming into a body and choosing a polar shift. Some people like to be more creative, more speculative, more right brain energy, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. And some people like to be more expressive, more objective, externalize themselves more and stuff like that. So these characteristics and these attributes, however you created your current character based on the day that you was born, which has a bunch of alignments that create internal and external pressures and stuff like that, and it be certain things that inside of you that lead you to certain places outside of you. So for example, right, if you would talk about it in the terms of astrology, if you're like a Sagittarius or like a Pisces or something like that, you could spend a lot of time in the church because you're looking at what's the reasoning and meaning behind this life. So you might decide to go to a religious institution rather than actually observing nature around you and coming to your own conclusion as far as what's the reasoning and meaning behind things and the purposes behind things, right? So we all already have some type of internal energy that we resonate with, and we play out that energy outside of us, right? So for example, right, me having a lot of Venus energy in my chart, I like to give out a lot of love. I like to give out a lot of appreciation, whether it's just verbally through talking, through compliments, Libra type shit, or as well as through understanding your emotional stance as me being a Pisces and being able to see where that space is at and help build you up. But it's like, because it's love for the collective unconsciousness and stuff like that, right? So me having these natural energies inside of me, you're gonna see me play out certain things outside of me. You're gonna see me align with certain things outside of me. You might not see me necessarily being in a logical program, being a mathematician or a scientist. You might see me in the religious program of society, talking about the meanings and reasons behind things and stuff like that, because I'm already playing that out, right? So that's what I'm saying. You already have like an energy type. Oh, why the fuck am I sitting? Because I'm really in an awkward position right now. But that's what I'm saying though. We already have energy inside of us. Now, what the shadow government does is create forms so you can give your attention, aka your esoteric nutrition, right? So let's say, for example, you're a very logical, objective, practical person. You might even decide to align yourself with the brand that they created, which is the conservative party, which align with your left brain point of view. Or you might be very creative, very, very loving, you might want to help everybody, blah, 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 very speculative and shit like that. And that's not exactly what it means, but I'm just giving you like some words to understand that side of the equilibrium, that side of the shift, like aka in your feelings, being feminine and stuff like that. You might decide to join the liberal party. You might decide to join the Democratic Party. If you're too left brain, you might join the Republican Party. So what are these shadow governments doing? They're creating brands, denominations to cater to what you're already subconsciously into, so you can give your mental nutrition, so you can give your attention and cater and nurture and give your life, sweat, and tears for they shit, to the point that you can go join the military. But like, I'm in Canada, for example, right? Like when I see Canadian military personnel, they look like they're homeless. They look like they don't have enough money to support their lives. So you're telling me I'm gonna sacrifice my life for this country, for this flag, and then my own country is gonna finesse me behind closed doors? But it's all based on reaching certain ranks. And if you're not a Mason, you're not in on the program, you might not even be able to go beyond certain ranks and stuff like that, because that's how the system works. Our mind, our spirit is being prostituted, and is using some type of mental force, some type of like intimidation tactics, some type of like, and this was a long time ago, before we are where we are right now. Because the only reason the world look the way it is because we're still doing their constructs. We're still following their theologies, their religions and stuff like that. And all these things do to us is put us through some type of trials and tribulations. And think about the people that tell you, oh, they love worshiping Jesus and stuff like that. These are the people that are probably gonna be the most hateful people, are probably gonna be the most emotional people. It's probably gonna be the most like self-sacrificing, and then they get angry about that people didn't do the same for them down the line. All types of shit. But you need to understand that we're playing out a narrative based on our character. So let's say, for example, that you're into your heart chakra, right? And you like to open up your heart, your feelings for everybody. You might get your feelings used and taken advantage of, and you might get like emotionally robbed or some shit like that, like harshly. And then you might end up closing your heart forever. But it's like we're using our opening and closing systems, breathing in and breathing out life for the sake of someone else's shit. So it's not necessarily supporting our cause. So when I say an esoteric brand, I mean that we have already been pre-aligned with certain things that when you come to this third dimensional density, this in the body that you created, it's a reflection of your internal micro thoughts and feelings that you generate, wherever that fall into as a temperament or as an energy or as, you know, because you got the Venus energy, love, value, and appreciation. You got the Jupiter energy, reasoning and meanings behind things, you know, morality, religious point of view, stuff like that. You got the Mars energy, being passionate, aggressive. You can use that in the military. Use your passion and aggression for their military organizations. Take over lands for them. All types of dumb shit. You can take that and go into boxing, but none of these things is bad. We're just living our life, but we're doing it through their system. So as us being a soul born into this world, experiencing a line of events, we get born into an indoctrination, and all the thoughts and feelings we generate, all the energy, blood, and sweat we give in that line of events, we sacrifice that shit for they crap. Think about it. You went to school for 12 years, college and university, got in a bunch of debt. Now you're scared, don't know how to pay your loans. You need the government. So they put you in a position where you constantly need them, where you don't ever become self-sufficient and independent and start your own system. They keep you stuck in your own system. That's why I'm begging everybody. Everybody got to understand their esoteric brand. You have to understand who you are. You have to know yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you know what's going to happen? You're going to be employed by someone else. And if you're wondering why you got a manager at your job right now, your manager is at your job managing you because you showed up. Because you can't even manage yourself. AKA, this is not having a purpose. This is not having a mission. This is not having an esoteric job. So you don't know what to do with your attributes and characteristics. So we just give that shit to the world to get the security, stability, safety, the money, the cars, all that shit. And we think these are the things that mean for us to be successful. So they control the world. They control what your idea of life is. You know, if a homeless person is next to a rich person, that don't even matter. He will be lost in the illusion of the physical. The homeless person, his spirit could be in a lot more better space than the rich person. The rich person might not even have any hair on their head because they're constantly trying to figure out people that are trying to backstab them based on how they got there. But it's all types of shit. So it's like the homeless person can be in a better space, vibrating good. So when they die, they actually go to a more heavenly, like, you know, life. You know what I'm saying? A more heavenly lifetime. The rich person, the religious person, the police officer, they could be like, I need to uphold all the religious morality, all the laws of the land, and if I don't do it, I'm gonna get scared because they put a sign in the sigil. When you drive down the road, they told you that's a stop sign right there. You better stop when you see that sign. So when I come up to make you feel guilty, ashamed, with my signs and sigils, with my Babel, with the shapes and forms I created externally as a construct, when I put that name of Allah, when I put that cross in front of you, you better be scared. You better get on your fucking knees. And you better pray to our God. That's what they do it. Not you thinking they helping you. They're not helping you. If they helping you, you would have already seen the world in a better predicament. But you can see where this timeline is going. People get heavier, lost in their cycle, recycle their baggage constantly, their insecurities, rather than not going down those trains of thoughts and feelings, and allowing our attributes and characteristics to regenerate in a new area, rather than being in that old area and stuff like that, right? So when you understand your brand, you start to see why some people even like certain brands, certain like chocolate brands. You might not even like the brand because of the chocolate. You might just like the brand because of the way it was colored, the way that sigil was moving, the way they did that cursive and shit like that. Because when you're following that with your eye, you're activating a sigil. That makes you feel a certain way. You can't tell me if you go to McDonald's right now and you drive by and you look at the McDonald's goddamn restaurant, you can't tell me you don't feel a certain way. They got yellow, they got red there for a reason. They got that shit shaped like that for a reason. They programmed it like that for a reason. They make you react and respond to it. We pick up these energies and we give them energies to their etheric body, their golem, and shit like that. And then we just live out their lives without understanding our own brand and what to do with it. So please understand your own brand, understand yourself, because you can align with some shit right now, not knowing why, but it could be just based upon the indoctrination or the energies that you're naturally into, where you could be expressing it in an area like being a pastor or being an imam or being a professor in one of their universities. But their system gets to keep going. They get to keep money, and you get to have a retirement check, a 401k. All that shit's garbage. All that shit is just breadcrumbs. And most of these 401ks, that people be so worried about these pensions, these politicians in parliament, they be taking that money out, investing it in places, cutting off the top of profit, pocketing that with their MPs, all types of shit. So don't let them make you think that politicians are not corrupt. Don't make them let you think, oh, the system is good. No, the system is not good for you. The system is good for them. We get crumbs of bread. Like, fuck, I don't want to read a Bible or a Quran. I want to know how to make a Bible and a Quran. Based on understanding a goddamn cross in a circle. Based on understanding measurements, logic. Based upon observing a circle, a parameter, and stuff like that. Don't get me lost in this goddamn bullshit. Wasted my goddamn life for years, goddammit. I wasted many other souls in goddamn, many other souls, many other spirits get lost because of this shit. Fuck they brands. Understand your own brand. Because when you create your own brand, like I have a brand right now. It's called Inside 11. Philosophy, esoteric shit, religion, all types of shit that we try to look at stuff from an unbiased point of view so we can get the whole truth, not the full truth. And how did I create my brand, Inside 11? Based on my own energies, based on my own energy signature. So I'm not just Inside 11, I'm not just Arch Wizard Supreme in these goddamn videos. No, I'm like that in real life too. So, like, before I even was making videos, I already was talking to like Muslims and shit like that about like the esoteric nature of the Quran, and it's talking about some shit. I was doing all that shit already. So whatever you're doing, you're already doing that. You just gotta understand yourself and not get lost in that shit anymore. You see what I'm saying? Like, you already a brand. You a whole ass being. You a whole ass space. You a whole ass galaxy. You got chakra wheels, planets, all types of shit moving left and right. You moving all this shit. But if you let them move it for you, then you're no longer observing your own experience. You're letting your own experience be observed for you. That's the problem. Shit.